Hello, and welcome to MTI Matters, a series of programs focusing on alumni of Manatee Technical Institute and how their training at MTI has made a difference in their lives. My name is Virginia Siraki. I am Executive Director of the MTI Alumni Association. Today we will meet two exemplary women who graduated from MTI when it was still the vocational technical school. Now these trailblazing women are using their skill and education for the betterment of Manatee County. They will guide us through those early times leading up to today's MTI. And welcome, Mary and Luz. We have with us Mary Knight and Luz McQuiston.
Thank you.
And Mary, why don't we start with you? Can you tell us where you're working and describe some of the services and responsibilities that you have?
I currently work at Manatee County Government in the IT department, in the IT Customer Service Center Supervisor. And it's a really exciting position for me at this point in my career. It's starting from the ground up. So it's very exciting. We'll be servicing the 3,500 plus employees at Manatee County, from basic computer needs to supportive software, and overseeing that and picking out the new software that we'll be using, and working with the staff that we'll be getting. It's very exciting. Great place to work.
Terrific. And Luz, where are you working?
Well, since 2007, I've been working for Manatee County Government, and I am directly responsible for the budget of Neighborhood Services Department. Our budget runs approximately about $27 million each fiscal year, and my direct duties is to help each division manager create their budgets, and also to oversee all of the federal grants they will receive, which is approximately about $13 million. And most importantly, this is taxpayers' money, so I do take quite pride to make sure that those funds are well where they need to be.
And what departments are in, what services?
What services do we provide in our department? Neighborhood Services Department is composed of community development, which they oversee low housing income. We also have economic development, where they are responsible for the creation and retention of jobs in Manatee County. Then we also have neighborhood planning division that they provide any assistance to all the neighborhoods in Manatee County as far as putting them in contact with any services that they might need for their associations, neighborhood associations. And we have the library system.
Okay, one of my favorite. You each come to your jobs from very, very different backgrounds. And Mary, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about your background, your early days of your life.
I was born of Dominic and Rose Spampanato, who are migrated from Italy to the States. And I have 5 brothers and sisters. English was not the first language in the home at the time. My early years of education was kind of a struggle for me growing up, because English was not the first language in the home. And at 21, I came to visit a friend in Florida and loved it, packed up my bags and moved down. And I did, backtracking a little bit, I did go to a Catholic school from kindergarten till 8th grade, and then entered into high school, Ocean Township High School in Ocean, New Jersey. High school wasn't my thing. I ended up getting a GED before I moved to Florida. And then I moved to Florida, and then of course that's a whole nother chapter of my life, but that's a basic background of my life.
And Luz, you also have a very different background.
I do. I came from Guatemala back in 1981. It was, we were very poor. at the time. Very rough childhood, but I always felt that I'm a survivor, and I wasn't going to stop there. And I just always dreamed that if you have something in mind, and if you have goals, that you must always pursue them. And I wasn't just going to get stagnant in a very small world, poor country. So I wanted to advance myself. I wanted to survive and be a better person.
Now, you were brought here with your parents?
I came here to the United States as an exchange student, where obviously I didn't speak any English at the time, and that was back in 1981. But I wasn't going to let that be a deterrent to stop me getting ahead in life.
So then what brought you to MTI? How did you get to MTI?
The reason I started attending MTI, as I said, I came here as an exchange student back in 1981, and my English was very basic, which I'm still learning English, by the way. But back in those days, Palmetto High School did not have the special programs that we have nowadays. So I would walk around with my little dictionary when I started going to Palmetto High School, and they explained to me that I was going to be attending what used to be vocational school back in the day, MTI now, and I was going to attend the classes in there to learn English. And I remember I was staying with the family that I was staying with during summer. They took me to the school, to vocational school, just to show me that that's where I was going to go from the high school to vocational school. And we're walking around with our dictionaries, and they're explaining to me that here's the flag, here's the office. If you need anything, you come here, if you're lost or need anything. And so my first day of high school started, which was a completely different culture for me, because I came from a Catholic school as well, like Mary. Just girls. So come to a public high school in here was definitely a culture shock for me.
Yes, it was for me too.
So the first day, I get there, I barely can understand what people are saying. So the bell rings, and I'm just sitting there. And so someone very nicely tells me that I have to move on to the next period. So I finally got to the bus, and I got to MTI, and I was, okay, where do I go next? Because I wasn't understanding. It was very frustrating at the time, and scary, frightening. So I went to the office, and someone very kindly took me to Mr. Delana's class, and I will forever be thankful to him. I got there, and Mr. Delana took the time to explain to me what the process was going to be, that I was going to come there every morning. I was going to learn how to speak English, and then after lunch, I would go back to high school and continue with my regular education. So it was quite an experience, and Mr. Delana was very instrumental to me.
Terrific. And how did you get to MTI?
I realized early on moving here at such a young age, and with not much money and not many skills. So I realized that I needed to do something. And I went to MTI, it was Manatee Vo-Tech at the time, and picked up their book. I didn't know, what I wanted to do at that point in my life, but I knew I needed to do something, because at that time I was doing, like bartending, waitressing, and I knew I needed something more for myself. So I picked up their book, and I saw computer electronics technology, and which entailed at that time, because I'm not sure if they still do the program the same way now, but it was very hands-on. And so you built computers and you took apart electronics. And so right from my very first year, I found it lucrative because I could repair people I worked with at work, their blow dryers or their microwaves, and I would bring them to school, and we would bring them in and we would work on them. And it was really just a great place to learn. I loved it. And I took that when I graduated. I had so many skills from electronics to computers that I still to this day use that and opened up my own small business where I service Manatee and Sarasota counties doing computer repair.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
At the VOTEC in those days, what was the atmosphere? How many programs were offered? Do you remember what types of programs were there?
It was a lot of technical drafting. I don't know if you remember. I don't remember much nursing, but it was very casual, open.
And they used to, back then they were also having the culinary school.
Yeah.
They had dental assistant.
They did, so yes, I was focused in another area.
Right, which my father-in-law,
Yes.
George McQuiston Jr., used to teach at vocational school, dental assistant.
Do you have any stories from his?
Unfortunately for me, by the time my husband and I got married, Georgie was what they used to call him, Junior, had passed away. So I didn't have the pleasure of meeting him. But all I do know is that he was a phenomenal instructor. All the people who attended the classes, they always, expressed themselves very well about him. So, but yes, he definitely was quite instrumental for the school.
Now, he was in dental assisting, he was a dentist?
He was a dentist. He moved here from Pittsburgh. And when he came to Florida, he decided to retire and find out that that's not really his thing to be a retired person. So he decided to become an instructor at MTI.
And Mary, you had indicated that you remember when VOTEC transitioned to Manatee Technical Institute. What was that process? What was it like?
It was very relaxed, but the professors had come in, the instructors had come in and said they feel that we need a name change. So they kind of made it a contest at that time, and had the students' input of, what would you like to name the school? And I don't know if our input really was used or not, but it felt good to be asked. And then lo and behold, it became MTI. But it was a nice experience. Our instructors were it was very comfortable. We were there all day. I don't know if that's what your program was like. Was it an all day?
I was
no,
there
that's
in the
right.
mornings.
You went to high school and then back.
Right.
Mine was an all day program. So I worked at night and went there all day. But that's the transition was as they were doing it. I don't know what the behind the scenes were, but the instructors, asked for our feedback, and it was kind of fun. So I don't know how instrumental we were in the name change, but we were asked. So
was there a different feeling once the name changed? Was there a different atmosphere?
I didn't think so. I would visit my instructors over the years after the name change, because I would just go back as my career blossomed. I would stop in until they weren't there anymore. I would stop in and see how their classrooms were going, and it looked the same. I mean, instruction-wise, looked the same. Computer building looked the same. Electronics. They were in the small building off to the side, so I don't know if that area of it saw much of any changes right away. It was, from what I remember, and I don't know if it's totally correct, was that the name change was to, get us out there and be more, jazzy, like, who's going to want to go there? Well, we're going to want to go to MTI, so it was to entice more students to come. To me, it was the same wonderful place it was when I started, and so I don't know if I'm biased. I enjoyed my education there, so I can't say I noticed a big change.
Luz, what was your journey after high school, after MTI, to where you are today?
Well, I was so thankful to learn English, because that was the key for me to be able to attend what used to be Manatee Community College, SCF nowadays. Then I got accredited in the Financial Association Government Accounting School. So because I was able to communicate and understand the language, it really opened many doors of opportunity for me. Get a better education, get a great job, that I feel very productive. I feel like I'm giving back to the community by overseeing and making sure that the taxpayers are being spent the way they are supposed to. So, but none of that would have been possible if I did not learn how to speak the language, which I'm forever very grateful to Mr. Delana. He was very diligent. When you were in his class, you only spoke English, and that was it. And that helped me tremendously. I started attending his class in August of 1981. By December of the same year, I was able to have a conversation. I was able to understand and communicate. So it did open many, many doors for me.
Did you go to work directly with the county after your schooling?
No, I used to be a banker. I did that for about 6 years. And then I got married, and then having a family and taking care of my children became the top priority, which I'm glad I did. I've been very blessed with 2 wonderful sons, and it does make a difference, being home. So I did that for about 5 years, and then a friend that used to work at the county called me one day and said they're looking for a bilingual person at the probation office. So, and mind you, I had been a homemaker for 5 years, but because I was bilingual, I went to the interview and I was hired immediately. I enjoy working for a probation office. I used to go to court and translate. Then later on I got certified to be able to translate in at the courthouse. And they used to, I used to be able to assist them at all times. Nowadays, since my responsibilities as a fiscal analyst have grown, I have to focus more on the job I'm doing right now, but I still assist it very much in any department within Manatee County that needs a bilingual person. And because I'm a bilingual person, I also get an additional incentive in my salary. So it really has made a big difference in my life.
And Mary, what about you after school?
I landed a job immediately when I graduated for Computerland of Sarasota, and ironically, I ended up servicing Manatee County's computer equipment, which is how I met the people at Manatee County. And what a wonderful group of people to work with. Luz and I are very blessed. We work for a wonderful.
It's a wonderful organization.
It really is. It really is. So I met them, ironically, and then when the position came open for a systems analyst, I applied for it and felt like I won the lottery. Because I also was starting to have children, and they were young, and I, liked that more stable. Private was more of a, had to bill per hour, as to where at the county you're doing a service for your coworkers and the employees. So it's a different type of computer-related job, same work, different reasoning. And I was there for about 5 years. And then, did a little transition into Sarasota County, but I've been in government for almost my entire career. And back at Manatee County, like I said, it's a great place to work, and But I landed a job right after I graduated which is funny, over a Manatee, what was it, MCC back then, student, because I was able to answer the computer questions the way they were looking for it. So there was two of us, it was down to two of us, an MCC student and a Votech student, and I got that first computer job, which was the start of my career. True. So yeah, I thought so.
That's wonderful.
I was proud
That's
of myself.
fantastic.
And so.
Which lessons have you learned along your journey that you'd like to pass along to current students? Is there anything that you would like to tell them?
Life will give you some punches sometimes, but with a trade from MTI, it's not how hard you fall sometimes, but how fast you get up. And having a trade from Manatee Votech, or MTI, look at me, I didn't even mean to do that. Yeah. MTI, it's something you can always fall back on. I'm so grateful that I have that trade. I have a service, I have a skill that everyone needs. And it's a great place. It changed my life, put me on the right track.
I have to agree with Mary, most certainly. Once you have a career, you stay in school. It's so very important. You become a better person to this community. This is where we live. This is where our children go to school. This is where we buy our homes. So it is very important for anyone that might be listening to this program to stay in school and follow your dreams and finish everything that you have in mind.
You both seem to be in positions where you would hire people or have people working for you. What do you look for in a potential employee?
Well, for my position, it's customer service. So there are some traits that you look for. Technical is one of them, but tone and vivacious personality. I mean, you want to be able to, if Luz calls our department, we want to be like, "Hi, Luz, how can we help you?" Not, "Yes, hold please." So I look for a package, a total package of personality, skills. When you can find that, it's great. I would love to be at the point sometime where we can maybe take some interns. And I know our new director has talked about that. So, but that's basically what I look for is personality and technical ability.
And Luz?
I have to agree with Mary.
Thank you.
It's so very important to have a good attitude. That's with what I do. It can be people, describe an accountant as quite boring, but attitude is extremely important. The fact that you want to improve yourself is very important because, as Mary said, all the technical can be taught, but when you have a good attitude in life, it makes it easier to provide a better customer services for the internal and external customers that we work for.
And what, if any, is your current involvement with MTI? I know, Mary, that you're very involved.
I'm on the communication group, board member, and assist the chair in the website update. I wish I had more time for that, but I love it and I love what I can do to help. I love being part of it. Like I said, it was just MTI was my changing point for me because high school wasn't my thing, and maybe it was like what Luz said, that culture shock from coming from a Catholic school and going into a public school, and to me it was like a zoo. I didn't even know where I was, and it didn't work for me. So MTI was the first time in a long time that something worked for me, and since then I have to say that not only did it work for me at that time to get me a career, but it also, I'm a lifelong learner at this point. I went on to get my bachelor's and my master's certifications in, Microsoft certified, Novell certified, A+, so it just was life-changing for me.
I think you were being a little modest in that you are a founding board member of the MTI Alumni Association.
Yes.
And I have recently
very proud.
become co-chair of the Communications Committee.
Yes,
That's
I'm trying to be modest.
fantastic.
Thank you,
That's
Luz.
wonderful.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Wish I had more time. I wish I could be more, but in time, I guess when I retire, maybe I will be able to.
Very
Yes.
good.
Have you been back to MTI?
I have. I just love to go back there and just to reminiscent, the beginnings of what a wonderful life I have had in this country. It was fantastic interacting with all the students from what used to be the Nick Bollettieri School back then. And I enjoy any event that they have sometimes. I like to attend and just to contribute for everything that they did for me.
And how has MTI changed? When you're there, what changes do you see other than that big new building? How has it changed?
Wow, it's grown. I'm so proud of it. I went to the opening of the new building to help you, which I'll probably, and the challenging thing, I did that too, but wow, I was wowed by not just the size, just the programs, what they've offered, how they've grown.
Right, their expansion of programs is amazing. It's really amazing, everything that they offer nowadays.
They do everything with the career, helping with careers, resumes. They do a lot. The kids that go there, for whatever reason they go there, will get what they need to be a good citizen of Manatee County.
Most certainly.
Yeah, for sure.
We just have a few minutes now. So, Luz, why do you think MTI matters to you, your family, and the community?
Because it is a place where you can start with a career, and you become a better citizen of this community. So it is very important to me, my family, because if I was not a successful person in here, I would not be enjoying everything that I have achieved.
I agree.
And Mary?
I agree. It's the same thing. It was life-changing for me to have that avenue. Going to a traditional college isn't for everyone right out of school, and it gave me that avenue of what I needed.
Okay, well, I thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you, Virginia.
And I would like to thank Luz McQuiston and Mary Knight for describing how their MTI training led to lucrative careers and fulfilling lives. And I'd like to thank METV for hosting this program. If you are an MTI grad and have a story to tell, we'd love to hear from you. Please visit our website or call us at the number on your screen. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Virginia Siraki, reminding everyone that MTI matters.